He woke up to a sudden chill. When he turned on the light, he discovered that water had already reached his bed. Someone suddenly shouted that they could breathe through the toilets. The moment those words were spoken, the water completely swallowed everyone. Everyone immediately swam toward the bathrooms. Some people ripped off the shower heads, connected the hoses to the toilets, and used the trapped air to survive. But he did not follow them. Instead, he swam directly toward the main door. He pushed against it with all his strength, but nothing happened. The pressure from the water was too powerful, and the door would not move. Realizing there was no way out, he gave up and swam back toward the others. They thought he was coming for their air hose, but instead, he swam straight toward the glass window. The next second, he pulled back his fist and smashed it. Congratulations on completing your first task. They had survived, but everyone had been so focused on escaping that they forgot something important. Nobody checked whether everyone had made it out alive, and that mistake cost one girl her life. So much for the so-called classic army training. The next day, a new challenge began: skydiving. At first, everyone thought it was just another test designed to overcome fear. But then the instructor revealed the real challenge. A Kingsman agent must be able to solve problems under extreme pressure, even when one person in your group has no parachute. Panic immediately spread through the group. They were falling toward the ground at incredible speed. He forced himself to stay calm. Then he told everyone to pair up and hold on to each other. But one recruit completely broke under the pressure. He opened his parachute far too early. The plan had to change instantly. He ordered everyone to form a circle and lock hands together. Then they would open their parachutes one by one. It was the only way to keep everyone alive. One parachute opened after another. Eventually, only he and one girl remained. He wrapped his arms tightly around her. The moment her parachute opened, their speed finally began to slow. They landed safely. The training was over, but 3 people were still eliminated. They had landed outside the designated area. As a reward, each survivor received a dog. These dogs would become their future partners. However, they barely had time to celebrate. The next mission arrived immediately. Their task was simple: get the woman in the photo into a room. Any method was allowed. At first, everyone thought it would be easy, but when they arrived at a bar, something strange happened. He suddenly felt dizzy. A few seconds later, everything went black. When he woke up, he found himself tied to a railroad track. In the distance, the sound of a train horn grew closer. A man dressed in black stood in front of him. He wanted to know who they really were. Then he revealed something terrifying. The other 2 recruits had already been cut in half by the train because they refused to talk. The train continued approaching, but he still remained silent, because a true Kingsman was willing to die for the mission.